Kylian Mbappe could be a Real Madrid player by next week. Manchester City look for an emergency loan deal for Keylor Navas. Julian Draxler sets for a move to Spain, and Divock Origi's days at Liverpool could be numbered. That and more coming up in the next few minutes, as I'm your host Matt Froelich, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. Now today could be a defining day not only in the transfer market but in the history of PSG. UEFA will sit down and decide what kind of punishment, if any, PSG will receive for their transfer fee business last summer. The signings of Mbappe and Neymar last summer took PSG well over limits in the financial fair play rules, and so they could be hit with a ban and be told to cut their debt by around 250 million euros. This would mean that they either have to get rid of Neymar or forfeit the deal to sign Mbappe after the loan from Monaco. So where would they end up? Well, without selling Neymar, Mbappe could be moving to Real Madrid, as they'll be more likely to take on the reported 180 million euro deal, which is a bit cheaper than Neymar would cost. Some reports, however, are stating that Real Madrid could take on both. However, if they do that, they'll probably then be in breach of the FFP rules, and next summer we'll be facing the exact same dilemma, but for Real Madrid. So chances are they're going to have to sell one of them, but who would you sell if you were in charge at PSG? Do you sell Mbappe or do you sell Neymar? Let me know in the comments. And talking of Real Madrid, they could lose a player in goalkeeper Keylor Navas. Now, he has been great for Real Madrid, there's no doubt, but with the signing of Thibaut Courtois, it only seems a matter of time before Navas is sitting on the bench and watching the Belgian shot stopper keep net at the Bernabeu. Well, an option for him could be to move to Manchester City, where they can offer him another place on the bench. Due to the goalkeeping crisis at Manchester City, they are left with Ederson as their main keeper, with only youngsters in reserve. This means that City could apply to the Premier League for an emergency loan to bring in Keylor Navas should the unthinkable happen and Ederson get injured or be suspended. Manchester City did actually do this back in 2010, where they signed Martin Fulop on an emergency loan from Sunderland. Now, as mentioned before, with the potential PSG news that they could be losing Mbappe and Neymar, it may have a knock-on effect to the rest of their transfer movements towards the end of the window. Julian Draxler has been deemed surplus to requirements by the manager Thomas Tuchel, and therefore could be moving to Sevilla in a loan deal which may be made permanent next summer for 30 million euros. However, if they're forced to lose Mbappe or Neymar, this could open the door for Draxler to reignite his PSG career 18 months after moving from Schalke and being rather unimpressive at that. The same does go for Angel Di Maria, although he is way up the pecking order in comparison to Julian Draxler. But again, should Neymar, Mbappe or both of them leave, we could see a whole new host of opportunities at Paris Saint-Germain. And finally we come to Divock Origi, whose nightmarish few seasons at Liverpool could finally be over. Now, he hasn't been that bad, it's just that his opportunities have been limited. After signing in 2014, he's had 2 loan spells away from the club, back at his former team Lille and at Wolfsburg, and spent 2 seasons on the periphery of the first team squad, never really nailing down the main choice striker position. To be fair, he's had to come up against the likes of Daniel Sturridge, Roberto Firmino and Luis Suarez, which isn't necessarily easy. But he has been offered a way out. The end of the transfer window has seen a potential move to Dortmund open up, where he could follow in the footsteps of Michy Batshuayi, another player with enormous potential who spent most of his Premier League days sitting on the bench. But that's it from me for now. Make sure you smash the like button down below. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of all of today's transfer news, and be sure to click here to follow all of the latest content that we have on Onefootball. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.